Oh, it is Thursday morning, time for the 734. How you doing? Nice to have you all with us. I'm Jason DeRusha inside the WCCO studio by the window. This is where I hang out at 734. Just kind of, sometimes I just like to look out there and just think about life. It's sunny out there. Now, I'm no meteorologist, but I can tell you it's sunny. Luckily, we have a meteorologist. His name is Riley, and he made this pretty graphic. It's called the 730 forecast. Isn't that clever? Because it's the 734, and so we call it the 730 forecast, and here it is. Right on cue. We're laughing because I was doing all that nonsense so Riley could get the graphic up. It wasn't quite ready, but now it's ready. It's ready. The forecast, look, anyone could have told you this forecast. It's been the same forecast for the last 3 days. It's awesome. Going to be great today, so enjoy it. Let's talk about this. It's going to be nice weather as we all huddle around the CBSN Minnesota live feed this afternoon to talk about what Minnesota schools will look like this fall. Early reporting that I'm seeing, and this isn't WCCO's reporting, so these are reports circulating that are coming from teachers and also coming from insiders. That the governor is going to essentially allow individual school districts to make their own choices. He will announce at 2 p.m. today. The districts have been asked to come up with 3 scenarios: distance learning, in person, or a mix of the two. University of Minnesota, remember when they said, yeah, we're going to have in-class sessions. It's going to be awesome. We're coming back. And then when it actually comes down to it, 70% of classes are going to be online. So what do you think? Should schools keep going with distance learning? Do you want to see a mix? I believe that the schools are going to be required to offer distance learning to any parents who choose it. But I think the goal is going to be to get kids back in the classroom. So we'll see. What do you think? We'll read through a few of your comments in just a moment. Bars and restaurants in Minneapolis are going to need to change the way they do business in an attempt to slow the spread of COVID-19. Bar area service is going to shut down starting Saturday afternoon. Mayor Jacob Frey announced that emergency regulation yesterday. Now, it's a little confusing, right, because it doesn't mean that bars have to close. But see the seating area around a bar? You can't sit at the bar and get served over the bar. You can't at a tap room like the way right now when people line up where it says order beer here. Can't do that. Businesses can add tables and push it against the bar. That's fine. And it sounds like you could even sit at a bar seat, but you'd have to be served by a server. You can't be served over the bar. So all of that starting because a lot of COVID cases have been traced to bars. Lots of concern about music and entertainment venues. I mean, you can't have concerts right now. There's been no money coming in. Fear they could permanently close without a financial lifeline. Imagine Minneapolis without First Avenue, without the Dakota, without some of the smaller entertainment venues. They all were first to close in March, and because of the way coronavirus spreads, they're going to be the last to reopen. With no ticket revenue, 90% are saying they can't hang on much longer. Senator Amy Klobuchar has launched a Save Our Stages Act. It's a $10 billion addition to the latest coronavirus relief package.
We know without this lifeline, it is a dire situation. There will be massive amounts of businesses ceasing to exist in any sort of long term.
Klobuchar's act gives small independent venues 6 months of financial aid to bridge the gap until crowds can hopefully return. Senator Klobuchar says she hopes to get it added in the COVID relief package in the next 2 weeks. Hey, we went to Mars. Well, we're on the way. We're on the way to Mars. Do you like a rocket launch? I like a rocket launch. It brings out like the inner child in me, so here you go. Right before 7 this morning. We had it live on WCCO this morning. That's why you have to tune every day. You never know when there will be something blasting off to outer space live on our program. This rocket, I believe it's called the Atlas V rocket, is carrying the Perseverance rover inside there. The plan is for the rover to drill into Mars's surface, so kind of drilling into those rocks to try to look for signs of life. Perseverance is going to collect samples of Martian rock as well, with plans to one day return them to Earth. It does take about 200 days to get to Mars. Today, U.S. Representative John Lewis will be laid to rest in Atlanta. The civil rights pioneer's funeral will be at the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. He was a 17-term Georgia congressman. He died this month, 80 years old. So a real civil rights icon. It just meant when you saw John Lewis, it meant something, you know. Former President Barack Obama is going to give the eulogy today. Former Presidents George W. Bush and Bill Clinton will also be in attendance. New symbol of love is coming to Chanhassen today. I'm kind of excited about this, right? This is going to be such a tourist spot to take a photo. Instagram's going to blow up, Snapchat, the whole bit. Think of the TikToks you could do in front of the Prince love symbol. This statue, I guess you would call it a statue, right? It's gonna, I don't know, what else do you call it? It's more like a sculpture, I think. Like a statue is like a guy, right? I don't know. The thing, Cymbolina, is going to be about 11 feet tall, way taller than Prince. It's going to be placed in front of Paisley Park. So you don't have to pay to go on the tour or anything. You can just go on in, take a picture. Pretty cool. Look for it. Can't wait to see what it looks like. There is a new way to cheer for the Minnesota Twins. I was hoping the Twins would do this after I saw the White Sox did it in their home openers. So we had these big heads of team legends, right? Team legends and broadcasters filling the stands behind home plate for the opener at Target Field. Well, now fans will be able to upload their own photo. $80. Twins will put you in the seats. You'll be 2.5 feet tall. You'll get the big head back as a keepsake, which is kind of cool. $80? I feel like that's a pretty good deal. The first cutout fans will start appearing next month. Should I send I feel like I don't need a cutout of myself back there.
Who would you do?
I think it'd be fun to do like my kids or something. You guys
a good souvenir.
You see me enough. You don't need that. All right. What are you having for breakfast right now? Oh, that sounds delicious. What about this? Dunkin' cereal? Like, we like Dunkin' Donuts, right? We like coffee. How about a coffee-flavored cereal? Kind of interesting, right? I think, like, mixed with the milk, it could be good. So it's got, like, the little chunks, the little crispy donut-flavored stuff, and then marshmallows. So it's like a mocha latte flavor. There's also one that has caramel swirled marshmallows. Yeah, kind of cool. A little caffeine in there, which is hilarious. But it's only about 1/10 of a cup of coffee, so you're not going to get jacked up housing a bowl of Dunkin' cereal. This will be on store shelves in August. All right, let's do today's talker. What should they do for the schools? What do you want to hear from the governor? What do you want to hear from your school district? That's probably who's going to make this decision, which maybe makes most sense, Chris, right? Some areas of the state have no coronavirus, essentially. Some areas it's still kind of roaring and ripping through. So
it's hard to do a one-size-fits-all model here.
It'd be tough to do.
Comments are kind of all over the place here, too.
Okay.
Kimberly says she'd like to see a mix that would allow for smaller class sizes to support social distancing and then also distance learning in between.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think every school is going to have to offer distance learning. I think that's pretty clear. Like, there are going to be some, which I don't know how the districts are going to do that. How do you have teachers doing distance learning and doing in-person learning, unless you set up a webcam in the classroom or something? I don't know how you do it.
Diana said she had a grandchild who thrived with online learning and another one who struggled, so she'd like to see a mix as well.
Yeah.
So some kids just do better in different situations,
Yeah, for
too.
sure. Like, my kids are a little older. They did fine with the online learning. I mean, obviously, I'd rather have them be back in the classroom, but I'd like to see them do something for the younger kids. It's hard to distance learn with an 8-year-old, you know?
Kara said it should be up to each district to make their own decision.
Yeah,
which
and that's what
some
we're
of them
hearing.
are.
That's what we're hearing is how this is going to go. I think some will criticize and say, well, why did it took a month for you to punt it to the local district to make their choices? But all of this is new territory, and most of our surrounding states have let the local districts decide. So with some guidelines, and I think that's what we'll hear today. What are the standards from the governor that are going to be, here's the minimum standard statewide, and then you can do your own thing. And we know they're requiring masks and social distancing. That was in the last executive order. So there you go. We'll see. 2 o'clock. So make a date, set an alarm, come back here to Facebook, to Twitter, and we'll have it live streaming for you on CBSN Minnesota. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.